G'day Spurs fans, Paul Hotspur hippie here, the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. What can I say, man? I'm gutted, I'm disappointed. No walk today, up all night watching that, and just can't be bothered walking a mile down the road to the park. So here we go, match review time, and maybe some player ratings if I can be bothered by the time I get to that stage. Okay, so when the lineup came out, I was excited. I was still excited because I remember this is the team that took on Barcelona and did all right. But man, oh man, 9 changes. I don't want to dwell on it. This is a you know, everyone's having a moan out there on the internet. I don't blame them. I'm just you know, Tottenham have done it again, haven't we? We've done it again. Fielded out a second 11 early in a cup, and we've paid the price. And, you know, I was kind of hoping those days had gone. But the players didn't perform well at all last night. And you know, I've been wondering why put out such a weak lineup. Is it really some edict from on high that we've, you know, we've got to prioritise the league? And I'll just go off Angie's words, really. When else would he get a chance to see the players? That's the only thing I can fall back on. There's 2 days left for the transfer window. We've still got a hell of a lot of sorting out to do at Tottenham Hotspur, greatest football team the world's ever seen. Yeah, right. And if not now, he's never going to see them in anger. But it was such a disappointing performance, man. Such a disappointing performance. I'll go through the players in a minute, but generally, like, we weren't completing passes. We were losing the ball. We were going backwards and sideways all over the place. Silver lining is it was 1-1 at the end. We lost on penalties. Richarlison got a goal. It was a nice finish, actually. It was all right. Whether he did much before or after is another subject. But yeah, we held them to 1-1. They went 1-0 up. We came back at them 1-1, and then it came to penalties, and I just wasn't confident in the penalties. I don't think Fraser Foster was filling me with confidence, and I was right. He got nowhere near any of them during the game. Though during the game, Fraser Foster did all right, so can't complain too much. Anyway, it's gonna be, yeah, I'm just gonna do player ratings, man, and then that'll be it. So let's have a look. Yeah, let's carry on. Oh, this video is almost as half-assed as the way we played last night. They didn't inspire me to go out and do anything today, man. You know, the boys, they let me down, man. They let Ange down. And just before I get into the meat and potatoes of the player ratings, if we do this in January, then I'm going to be absolutely disappointed. I can understand whether I agree with it or not, another thing, but what do I know? I can understand Ange wanting to play all these players before the window closes, but if we do this in January in the FA Cup, play a second string team, damn, I'm not going to be happy. But anyway, the treble is over. We're going for the double instead. That ain't a bad aim to go for. So let's have a look at some of these players then. Fraser Foster in goal. Look, I think he did all right during the game. Was okay with the ball at his feet. But the penalties, man, that's, you know, it's a hard ask for a keeper to save penalties, but he just got nowhere near, man. So, but for his performance during the game, I'll give him a 6. Ben Davies at right back. Dreadful. Captain for the day. I'm just going to give him a 4, leave it at that. Mickey van der Ven, one of the few players on the pitch that I thought had a reasonable game. I mean, there's only so much he could do. He certainly showed his pace at some points. Really quick kid. I'll give him a 7. Davinson Sanchez. You know, I was almost being sold on the Davinson Sanchez redemption story. Maybe this is a blip in the road. Maybe that will come eventually. But dude, he's got to do better than this, man. He's got to do better. He was turned inside out all over the place. Couldn't pass the ball. not that he was alone in our team, but could not pass the ball, man. Hospital passes. And the penalty shootout, okay, he stuck his name forward, fair play to him. But as a whole, I can't give him any more than a 3, man. It was that bad. I'm going to give him a 3. Emerson Royale, fairly quiet during the game. I can't even remember anything he did. You know, this was a game that was during the night. It was on at 4:45 a.m., but I'd been up all night doing build-up, so maybe my attention wasn't the best. But I'll give him a 4. Ivan Perisic, it was a good setup for Richarlison's goal, but apart from that, there was nothing, man, nothing. 5. I'm rattling through these because I just don't want to talk about it, to be honest. I don't want to talk about it. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, kind of invisible until the second half when he started doing things a bit better, but I'll give him a 5. Ollie Skip, man, woeful. Very, very poor performance. Reminded me of Harry Winks taking the ball, giving it straight back. Terrible challenges, man, terrible challenges. He got a yellow card and it was deserved. I think does he think he's some sort of hard nut in the middle of the pitch? Does he think he's Roy Keane or someone like that? He's nowhere near as good, you know. So I don't know what's going on with this kid. But Ange's seen him. Hopefully Ange's learnt something out of this game. I'm going to give him a 3 as well. Manor Solomon, disappointing debut in a competitive game. I really wanted him to do well. He was one of the changes I did want to see Tottenham make for this game, but didn't shine, man. Look, I'll give him a 5. I'll give him a 5. The midfield as a whole, though, was incredibly frustrating. The defence was struggling to pass it around between themselves. Very rarely did someone from midfield come and help out. Oliver Skip would come and just get the ball and pass it straight back. It was almost like, I hate to use the word, midfield went missing in action. It was like they were hiding. They weren't calling for the ball. I don't know what's up with this mentality of this team in cup games. So, disappointing. Gio Lo Celso, disappointing. It's the theme of the stream, isn't it? Disappointing, man. I'll give him a 4. It's all below average, isn't it? Richarlison, look, he did it was a good finish. It was a good finish. Good striker's goal, nice header, got it in the back of the net. But man, apart from that, as bad as everyone else. I'll give him a 6 because he scored a goal. If he didn't score a goal, it would have been a 4, man. It would have been a 4. Anyway, the substitutes started coming on in the second half. First, we had Dane Scarlett coming on for Lo Celso. And I thought Dane Scarlett was all right, man. He had a nice run once he got into the game. So, look, you know what? And this is, you know, a bit of the one-eyed man is the king in the kingdom of the blind, or whatever the phrase is. I'm going to give him a 7, because at least he had something about him. Pape Matar came on, and I don't know, I think by then the damage had been done, man. Even Pape Matar couldn't string a pass together, man. It's a 5. It's a 5. Dejan Kulusevski and Heung-min Son. Dejan Kulusevski. 5. My heart's not in it, just like the game. You know, as you can probably tell, just like the players weren't in it last night. Heung-min Son, I'll give him a 5. Maddison, what can he do in 10 minutes? Showed some skill. I'll give him a 6. But overall, man, this is disappointing. We're in a shout for 3 trophies this year, and that's one gone, and it's only August. And this is what we've seen in the last few years. And I'm gonna cut Ange some slack because he's great, I think him saying that this is the last chance that he's got to see these players before some decisions have got to be made is valid. He said that we were good for hanging on in there. Man, I thought that was optimistic. I thought we were lucky. I thought we were very, very fortunate to not lose the game by full time. Fulham were by far the better side. And they played well, well done to Fulham. They've gone through to the next round of the Cup, and that's another trophy we can cross off the list for this year. Very disappointing, but, but when the lineup came up, man, when the lineup came out, I was still excited. So I can't say I was excited before the game, and then just say, oh, Ange shouldn't have picked this and Ange shouldn't have picked that, because I thought the choice was all right, and I thought the team should have been good enough to get the job done and win the game. But alas, it's not. Football's a funny old game, man. Football's a funny old game. Maybe it was just one of those games where they didn't have their mojo and things weren't coming off. But very disappointing from our defence and our midfield, not really wanting to progress the ball up the pitch. It was just like they were sinking back into last year's mode, and that wasn't good enough. You couldn't do that it didn't work last year with that defence, and it ain't going to work this year with those people in that defence sitting back or passing it round the back. It's just not good enough. So Ange Postecoglou, this is a tough one for me, man. Yep, he has to see all the players. Did he make changes early enough? Could he have done more at half time? Maybe he just put a rocket up the players at half time with the hope that they would come good in the second half. But at the end of the day, we lost the game, man, and I'm really sorry to do this. I'm really sorry to do this. I think the players take the bulk of the flack for not being on it at all. Look, I'll give him a 5. I was tempted to give Ange Postecoglou a 4 there, but I can't do it. I can't do it, man. I've got to give him a 5. And look, onwards and upwards. Players have been rested. We're back in the Premier League against Burnley. Tricky fixture, in my opinion, that one. But if we win our next couple of league games, it bodes well for the North London derby. It bodes well for us having a tilt at the Premier League. I ain't ruling that out, mate. I ain't ruling that out. So the treble is dead. Long live the double, man. Let's go for the double. It's been a while since we've done it. I know. It's been, 62 years? Be 63 years next year. But you know what? I feel there's something special still coming on. So come on, Ange, don't let me down. Don't let me down in the FA Cup in January, man. Don't just pick these people that let us down time and time again, man. We've got to win it. We've got to win it. So, sorry to be downbeat today, folks, but that's the way I'm feeling, man. I'm sure as we take the run into the weekend, I'm going to get more pumped up. But it's disappointing. Do or die in the cup, and we're dead out of the Carabao Cup this year. So not happy about it, man. But until next time, folks, I'll just say peace and love, man. Peace and love, and come on, you Spurs.